Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Saturday afternoon, waiting for the first playoff game at 3:30. So I thought I'd knock out my video before the game come on, cause once the game come on, hey, I don't even answer my phone when football season is in. Anyway, hope you guys enjoying your Saturday. Um, so let's get right to it. I'm gonna try my best to make it brief. Um, I mentioned in my last video about the fires in Southern California, Pacific Palisades, $1 million homes. Actually, shoot, them homes are worth more than $1 million. And a lot of celebrities, movie stars, and stuff like that, they live in that section where everything was burned down. Then I come to find out yesterday that Altadena, and this was considered upper middle class area back in the 60s and 70s, and a lot of black folks purchased homes back then, and now those homes are worth like $1.5 million. Okay, and the fires uh, hit Altadena, and several people lost their lives, and a lot of folks lost their homes. And one family has the civil rights attorney, Benjamin Crump, representing them because he was saying on the radio yesterday that these developers are coming in to buy the properties where the homes burnt down, and it's for pennies on the dollar, and then they're going to redevelop it at a profit. And so he's representing the family. The woman was 83 years old who died in the fire. And it comes out that the power company, Edison, didn't pay attention to the National Weather Service, and a lot of people saying they should have cut the power, but they didn't, and a transformer blew, thus the fire in that area, which wiped out a lot of homes. A lot of homes burnt down. People lost their lives. So they're going after the power company because they should have been aware. They should have cut the power, but they also didn't clear the power lines where the transformers, the weeds and brush that grow around them. They didn't do none of that. They ignored all that. So that's what they're going after them for. So, once again, I'm not going to sit up and say there's a conspiracy, but just check this out. It's mighty funny that these developers are trying to buy up the properties where in Altadena, and they offering pennies on the dollar for these properties to redevelop. But then I didn't think about it until it was mentioned. Hell, the Summer Olympics is going to be in Los Angeles. Okay? So it just seems weird how this goes. And this has been happening for years. People in my generation, we know. That's why I'm laughing, because they do this constantly. Okay? And young people are in a fog. They don't see it. They're not paying attention to it. And then when you get my age, then you can't sit up and say, "Oh, David, it's a you need to do something. Put it into play. Get a plan. So when you do hit your 40s and 50s and 60s, you get what I'm saying? So Like I said in my last video, the hurricanes 2 months ago in Florida, they said it was like over 15 different hurricanes hit Florida, wiped out neighborhoods, and people lost their homes, and lives was lost. FEMA goes before the Congress and says they don't have money to help those people. But soon as that fire hit Pacific Palisades, FEMA has billions of dollars. That seemed weird. Like I said before, where did all this money come from all of a sudden? 2 months ago, FEMA said they didn't have no money. They need funding. And now there's money to help the people in Pacific Palisades, but they're not really helping the ones in Altadena. Now they saying they cutting checks for $700, to just help them out somewhat, right? What is $700 gonna do? You stay at a hotel that could be anywhere from $180 a night to $200 and something a night, and that's not in counting your food. And if you lost everything, you don't have no clothes, you got to buy clothes. So that $700 is gone in at least in 2 days, if not less than 2 days. So, man, when are we as people is going to say enough is enough? Okay? The mayor of New York, he's running down to Mar-a-Lago to talk to Donald Trump, to get Donald Trump to pardon him if he's found guilty of all the crap he been doing. Okay? And the mayor of New York is a brother, former cop. Okay? Now he got caught up in some mess and so he's been meeting with Trump. Okay? Now we got a brother that's running for the New York mayor, and the former governor of New York, Cuomo, he resigned as governor because he had several women saying he was harassing them, sexual harassment, all this stuff. Now he's running for mayor, and he's leading, and I'm like, wow, okay, we just gonna keep going through this over and over and over. When is enough is enough. That's what all I'm saying. Okay? So, folks, I'm still waiting to hear from you. I need your feedback. And this was, the question was about Mississippi Valley State on Monday, the 20th, which is observance of Martin Luther King. A lot of schools, businesses will be closed, banks in certain states, and that's the inauguration of Donald Trump going back into the office of president. Mississippi Valley State is to perform. I haven't heard anything if they raised the money to go to D.C., but what do you think about them going to perform? What do you think about what's happening in Southern California when FEMA said, as far as the folks in Florida, they didn't have no funding to help those people? But now you got money for the rich neighborhood. You got plenty of money now. You got billions of dollars to help them folks. But you didn't have no money 2 months ago to help them in Florida. And you barely got enough money to help the ones in Altadena. And then the checks you are cutting, what the heck they gonna do with $750? These people lost everything. Just like the rich neighborhood, Pacific Palisades. I'm not saying the hell with those folks, but why the developers are going to Altadena trying to buy up everything, and then offering pennies on the dollar to purchase the property. It just seems strange all of a sudden that's happening. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back on Monday. I'm waiting to hear from y'all. Come on, I need to hear from you guys. I don't want this to be about always my thoughts. I'm just going to throw it out there to get the feedback, and then we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. I want to hear. Just like it's certain things that I've put out on a video about a child having to say about running a household, and see, it could be something that's going on in my everyday life, but I want to hear from y'all. And then when I heard from y'all, because I'm like, am I wrong? And y'all saying, no, child shouldn't have no say. So that's what I'm doing. But I want to hear from you guys, because, like I said, that's mighty strange in Southern California, how that's going down. And then you look at Florida 2 months ago. You see a brother that's a mayor of New York, he gets caught up in some mess, former cop, and now he's down in Florida. He's a Democrat, but he's in Florida because he wanted to make sure if he found guilty, negotiate with Trump to get Trump to pardon him if he's found guilty. Then you got another brother sitting up here saying he's for the people and he's for the people. Okay. Like I said, we need another Martin Luther King. What are your thoughts? See you when I see you. Love, peace, and soul, y'all. Later.